Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to Outdoor and Door Texan. Today I'm walking y'all through a recipe that is a wild twist on an old standby, Jalapeno Popper Corn Dogs. If you're like me, you've probably had your fair share of jalapeno poppers over the years. At their most basic form, they're typically made by wrapping bacon around a cream cheese stuffed jalapeno. They're some of the easiest and tastiest things to toss on a grill. But after mastering these or attending a few backyard barbecues, you're probably ready to try something new. So make sure to check the description below for your ingredients and supplies necessary for this cook. Once you got everything rounded up, let's get to cooking. We're starting out with 8 large jalapenos that we're then going to slice open and take all the seeds and veins out of. This is where these peppers keep their heat, so you're doing your guests a kindness removing everything. Also, be sure to wear gloves if hot peppers bother your skin, and definitely don't rub your eyes or head to the bathroom anytime soon. Take a sharp knife and cut a shallow T into the pepper. Then, peel the sides open, exposing the seeds and veins. Now, simply take a small spoon and scoop everything out. Once you've cut and taken the seeds out of all your peppers, we're going to work on making the cream cheese filling. Start by adding 4 ounces of shredded cheese to a mixing bowl. Add about 6 pieces of chopped up crispy bacon, and finally 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. Then roll up your sleeves and mix everything up real well. If you have a stand mixer handy, you will save yourself a whole lot of trouble by using it here. Now with the cream cheese prepped and mixed, take a small spoon and stuff each pepper with your filling. Make sure not to overfill them. You simply want the entire cavity full without any extra bleeding out. With all your peppers stuffed, it's time to focus on making the corn dog batter. In a large mixing bowl, add 1 cup of cornmeal, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, a 1/4 cup of sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper, and 4 teaspoons of baking powder. Then whisk your dry ingredients until they're well mixed. Now we'll add 1 cup of milk and a raw egg before getting that whisk back out and mixing everything really well. Once you've got everything whipped up nicely, transfer your batter into a tall, skinny glass, something taller than your longest jalapeno. Now with the peppers ready and your corn dog batter all set, take a high-walled cast iron pan or a deep pot and add about 2 quarts of canola oil in it. Then, over medium-high heat, warm the oil until it hits a temp ranging between 350 to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. If you don't have a thermometer handy, you can also try and use the not-so-accurate method of test frying little balls of batter. If they sizzle and fry, you're ready to rock. That being said, I strongly urge y'all to get an instant read thermometer for this, and I'll leave the link to the one I'm actually using in this video in my description below. Now once your oil is up to temp, take 1 pepper and dip it into your batter and make sure it has a nice even coating. You're going to fry each pepper one at a time, so it's going directly into the oil from this step. It's important to note I actually ended up putting a bamboo skewer all the way through my pepper before dipping them in the batter because I found it much easier to handle going from dipping to then immediately frying. I didn't get that step on film, but learn from my trial and error and definitely use a skewer. Once the pepper hits the oil, make sure you're constantly spinning it. Also, make sure to keep the tip of the pepper up against the edge of the pan. As the batter fries and expands, it'll sometimes try to squeeze off of the jalapeno, which is why you want to keep it lightly pressed up against the edge. Let each pepper fry between 1 to 2 minutes until the breading turns golden brown. Then, simply place them on a plate covered in paper towels to dry off and cool. Once you've got all the steps down with 1 pepper, just keep repeating until they're all done. The first one will always be the trickiest, so maybe plan on sacrificing 1 to that almighty learning process. When it's time to serve, simply place them on a big plate or platter with your favorite dipping sauce and watch that pile of spicy, cheesy goodness disappear. Slicing into this batch, you can see that great cross-section of cream cheese, bacon, jalapeno, and that sweet cornbread. They are absolutely delicious. All said and done, these are a welcome twist to an old standby, and they've been a huge hit at parties when I bring them out. The corn dog breading adds a whole new layer to the flavor profile, but there's still plenty of room in this recipe to play around with it. I'd love to hear y'all in the comments if you end up adding anything else to the mix. I'm thinking of trying some dove breasts that have been rattling around the back of my freezer from this last hunting season, and I'll have to report back on how they turn out. In the meantime, that'll do it for this recipe, and thank y'all so much for watching. I always try to be available to my viewers, so please don't be shy in leaving a quick question or comment below. If you're new to the channel, I hope I've been helpful in sharing my perspective on things, and please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more great content to come. Alright y'all, take care.